So as I said before, the word هذا القرآن is mentioned in this. Before it was mentioned as kitab, so this book. Now starts the story. إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت أحد عشر كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين. إذ قال, in what is meant by and remember. When the word id is used is when something happened, but what is meant is like when we start stories in English, how do we know once upon a time, when such and such thing happened. In a way, what's implied here is remember. Now think, قال Yusuf, when Yusuf said لأبيه, to his father, Ya abati. In the Arabic language, Ya abati is like, it's not like saying, oh my father, it's like endearment. Oh my dear father, oh my beloved father. You say it when you feel very close. You know, there are moments, he's a father, you love him, but there may be moments when you feel even closer. You say, Ya abati. Okay. Ya abati. So just imagine, let's say about 7-year-old kid comes to his father. And father may have many things going on. He's got a big family to support, and they were shepherds. Okay. Big family to support, and this young boy comes to him, said, oh my father, inni ra'aytu, I have seen ahda ashra, 11 stars, washamsa wal qamar. I saw the sun and the moon. And then he uses the same word. So he says, I saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon. And then he says, Ra'aytuhum, and I saw them, li sajidin, prostrating to me. So he added that. So in other words, there are two parts to this dream. One, he sees them stationary. He identifies them as sun, moon, and stars. Is there anything unusual about this? Can the sun and moon appear together? What do you mean no? You see them sometimes. You see half the moon in the daytime. You see the sun here, the moon is there. Do you see stars with the sun?
Sun is a star.
11 stars. So there was something unusual about this. He's seeing the sun and he's seeing the stars and he's seeing the moon. So just there's something unusual going on here. Because you don't see, Venus is the first star that appears after sunset. As soon as it's set, that's the brightest one, it shows up, and then you see the second, third. Obviously he saw enough and they were clear enough that he was able to count them. So he saw them. He saw the sun and the moon, and he saw. And then as he's looking at them, he says, Araituhum, I saw them, li sajidin, doing sajda to me. He used the word sajda. Now what is your concept of sajda? We know one sajda. You put your hands down, and you put your knees down, and you put your head in. Does the sun have a hands, feet, and does the moon or the stars? So what does it mean by sajda?
Obedience.
What do you think a child may have seen that would make him think of that? Perhaps if he saw the sun, the moon and stars come down together, and they come to in front of his feet and they disappear there. Just like we see the sun setting and it goes. So he saw all of these. Now he didn't see it setting somewhere. He said, to me. To me means they came in front of me, all of them, and they disappeared there. That would be one way of sajda. Allahu alam what he saw. But these are things you have to think. We take the story, we've heard the story 100 times. Unka wo sajda kiya. What does it mean? So he probably saw something, but it was unusual. Now, when you've got kids, when something unusual happens, who do they go to first? Brothers, sisters, they tell them. Should I tell mom? Should I tell dad? Right? Generally, that's what they are. They first talk to their generation, most times. Unless something bad happens, then they might. Now, he did not go to his 11 brothers. He did not go to his mother. So this child had some special wisdom. He came to his father. He already knew my father is a prophet of Allah. So who would know better than my father? And yet it was striking enough dream that he wanted to tell him. It wasn't one of those random dreams that you saw and you forget in 2 minutes afterwards. He had all the details. And he came and he said this. It seems that even at that age, he understood the general meaning of this dream. He deciphered it. 11 stars. He said, I have 11 brothers. Sun and the moon, which represent the parents. So some of the Mufassirun have said the sun represents the father and the moon the mother, but the majority of scholars have said the sun represents the mother and the moon the father. Because ummuk, 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 your mother, your mother, your mother, then your father. Okay. That the mother's role is greater, but in this case the mother had apparently died, but so he had whoever else stepmothers, but he came to the father. Another thing to reflect on this is, what do the sun and the moon do? In this, obviously we know they represent, later on in the story we know they represented the parents and the brothers, the stars. So what do the sun and moon represent in general? What do? They give us light. So when you lose your parents, when you lose your mother and your father, it is as if you have lost the light in your life. Because you go through a state of emotional darkness, no matter how old they were. And then it tells you, if you go into that darkness because you've lost your parents, look for the stars. Because in the night, you get guidance by looking at stars. You know, we have the major and the minor and North Star and all of that. So what are these stars? It tells us that we should connect with our relatives and with the friends of our parents, because those little lights would remind us of the nur that our parents were in our lives. So anyway, Yusuf alayhi salam sees this dream. It's an unusual dream, and I want you all afterwards, when you're lying down before you go to sleep, reflect on this. What must he have seen? Because there's so many unusual things about this dream. Just the fact, like I said, that the sun and stars were together, and then how did they do sajda and all. So he says, he does not go to anyone else, and he trusts his father with this dream. And he approaches him. In this, Ya Abati is telling us that they were alone. That's why that intimacy term, that they were alone. He could have told the dream to Yaqub alayhi salam and his brothers were sitting around. He didn't. Now what is the response of the father? Qala, Yaqub alayhi salam said, Ya bunay. So he reciprocated that intimate Ya Abati with Ya bunay. Oh my beloved son. Again, something you was very close to you, very dear to you. He said, Ya bunay. What's the first thing he tells him? He tells him something negative. La takhsus ru'yaka ala ikhwatika. Don't tell this dream to your brothers. He gives him a warning. Little child, he comes to the father, he gives him a warning. And he just doesn't stop there. Many times, as parents, what we do is, don't do this, and that's it. That's a command from on high. father and mother have said, that's it. He explains to his young son why he's saying this. This is lessons in parenting. That we, first of all, first lesson is always be available for your children to come to you and talk to you and discuss anything. And give them that attention. Treat them with the same kindness and gentleness and intimacy that they want. Pay attention. They're talking, I'm on my phone. They're talking, I'm busy. And yeah, what are you saying? I'm listening. No. He gave him one-on-one attention. This is teaching us adab with our children. Okay? Otherwise the child talks, knows my father is not listening, he leaves. Give them that. Then he explains. He said, the reason I'm saying this is فَيَكِيدُ لَكَ كَيْدًا, so that they don't make a plot against you. Yaqub alayhi salam listens to the narration of the dream. He interprets it. He also understands that this is about the brothers and about the parents. And understands that Yusuf has been received this dream. That means he is being selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something special. That something special could have come to any of the 12. And the moment he declares it to his brother, the jealousy's indexes will go up and they will harm him. So he has fear for Yusuf alayhi salam. So he says, فَيَكِيدُ لَكَ كَيْدًا, lest they devise a plot against you. But then he adds another interesting thing. He's not saying, that also implies that perhaps those brothers didn't always treat him well. Because they were jealous, and we learn later, because they say, he gets favored by our father, he loves him, and we are this and we are this and we are strong, and he pays more attention, he loves them. So they had some jealousies, and he thought if this is revealed to them, they would really flip and harm him, which was right. That's what they did. They wanted to kill him actually. Then he says, Inna shaytana lil insani aduwwan mubin. Indeed, shaitan is an open enemy to mankind, humankind. So what has he done? This way he has protected the other 11 by saying they're not bad, but shaitan might give them these waswasas that they might do something bad against you. Okay. That is the adab with, that we learn from that is, when you see someone doing something bad, blame the shaitan. Don't say, look at him, he's doing this. So my God, shaitan has put this idea in him. Put the blame on shaitan. But when we do something wrong, put the blame on us. Don't say, shaitan has done this, I haven't done it. No, you take ownership of it. That is the other. I did it. Because later on it will come. The brothers will come, they will say, we did it. They don't come and say, shaitan made us do. Yet, he, in the end, ayah number 100, he says, shaitan made you do this. He still didn't blame them, he blamed shaitan. So this is also an lesson of adab, that when you see somebody doing, say, oh, do you know so-and-so does it? I said, yeah, maybe shaitan has suggested this, and we make dua against. So here, he is protecting the others by saying, shaitan may have put them up to this. So he fears that they will be harmed by his brothers. But there's another fear that some have reflected on, that he saw that Allah's creation is made to do sajda to Allah's creation. Stars, moon, anything is being made to do sajda in front of Yusuf alayhi salam, who is Allah's creation. Makhluk, doing sajda. And he puts it together that when a makhluk is made to do sajda to makhluk, there is a great trial coming. Because he remembers that the angels were made to do sajda to Adam alayhi salam, and then look what Adam alayhi salam had to go through after that. So he means that Allah has chosen to honor someone, then they will be put through such tests that nobody else can handle. So he figured that if this honor is being given to Yusuf, that the sun and moon are doing sajda to him, that means some heavy tests are coming down the line. So he had fear for him. You understand? inshallah, we will stop there in the interest of Salah and take a few questions and continue from there, inshallah, in 2 weeks. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.